Oh, hello, toy friends. Welcome back. I'm Will. This is the 118. That's
Largo,
Jim.
I
That's
think.
Jim. Is that Jim?
That's me.
Someone's Jim.
Sometimes.
How's it going, everyone? Okay. Looks like we got a lot of people in the chat, so I think we should just start with addressing this because all the way back to last night, Johnny Sorensen, time to stomp those stinking Tweedles. All right, Johnny. Uh, and Largo, thank you for greeting me. That was very nice of you.
I would give you some salutations too, but I figured you had enough.
Jeff Morris is here. Roll Keeper, Beta Ray Bob, who later on tonight I will be joining over on Outer Multiverses channel.
Nice.
And we're going to be talking about Showfest. So very cool. Fantasia Workshop. Hi, how are you? I'm even here. Look at me.
Nice.
Defiant Outer Rim Station. How's it going, buddy? He just posting some great stuff. He's working on some customs. Really enjoy following him. Bjorn Jorgensen with the Schmodulok. How you doing, buddy? And Delta 17 in the house. How's it going, Steve? How are you? Can I stay for a short while? Have to get back to yard. Oh, yard work is the worst work, isn't it? Oh, it is terrible. That's probably my least favorite thing on earth.
At least he doesn't have the fire ants like you do in Florida.
Yeah, they really they make everything about being outside. Like if you stand still for long enough, they just start crawling all over you. Like no matter where you are,
they'll find you.
They will get you. Yeah, Ian Sweeney has a really interesting comment here. He said, "Toy Polloy." On his channel, Toy Polloy 2 spoke very glowingly about those figures you sent him. Oh, well, that's a cool thing. Delta 17, he's likely going to open them on his main channel where he has a bigger audience. Well, that's great. Cool. I think everyone should be posting them. And one of the, just an observation and not a biased observation because I'm wearing the Delta 17 shirt, is that, I noticed most of the feedback that, I saw was very, very, very positive. And
I have to say though, Will, your wife did tell me she doesn't want you to start, stop writing rooster all over your boxers. It's not working.
It is. It's a problem. And, so everyone that kind of came by the booth during Joe Fest and bought them, just tons of great videos popping up. People really creative and doing some things. We got a couple of those people we're going to feature a little later on in the show, but just fantastic reception. And also, I have it a little later in the show, but I did want to say so if you couldn't get the physical comic at Joe Fest, and we talked about it, on July 4th, they did release the digital version of the comic book for free over on the Delta 17 website. There is a link directly to the comic book in the description of this video. So, and you definitely want to go check that out. Like I said,
absolutely.
If you were on the fence about the line, read the comic. It's going to get you pumped and you're going to want to get into it.
You can't download it. You can read it on the site. They will have physical copies for sale in the very near future. They're working to make that happen right now.
More TMNT. Listen, Scotty, if it's one thing that is a constant in this world is that there will always be one or more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy lines available somewhere. Starboy Station, how's it going? We're going to talk about him in a minute because he sent me that awesome, fantastic start to my world building journey. So thank you so much for that. And another one of my favorite people and makers in the world, Mr. Hello there from World Made of Cardboard. Man, I'm telling you, we got to get together and do a build someday because I'm definitely sorry for yelling. I didn't read it that way, but I could just imagine you. Hello there. The Toy Hermit, how's it going, pal? I don't know if you saw last week, but that shirt design that you sent me was a big hit. The Will 118. I wore it on last week's show. I might have it around here. But thank you so much for that. That was it was a lot of fun at Joe Fest, and people seem to like it. So, all right, Starboy. Wait, are we singing a Nirvana song? I don't know. I don't know. Looks like that is everyone is here. Jeff Morris picked up the 1/18 scale Jurassic World ATV and Dino on clearance at Target, $12.49.
Nice.
Not bad, Those toys are very underrated. The vehicles and the figures are decent too. Not to mention the dinos that are like the best, but very kind.
Zaymot's here.
Oh, and Brian, Outer Multiverse, I'll be talking to you later.
Yeah. And Andrew Davis is here too. I don't know if you said that.
Is Bjorn here or someone else that's a mod? If you could throw a link up to Outer Multiverse in that show that we're going to do later, that would be I would appreciate that.
Oh, speaking of Zaymot, he is a YouTube member.
You're the best around. Nothing's going to keep you down. Tony's Figs. Hey, what's up, buddy? Tony did that awesome Shepherd custom. And I think he's working on he's taking Delta 17 to the 112th, and he's doing a fantastic job. And I got to meet him at Joe Fest. So what's up, brother? All right. Hey, listen. Good thing we're talking 118. I was just looking at 112 stuff scale. Enough of that. All right. This is the 118. Get that 112 shit out of here, man. No, I'm kidding. I like Salt. What's happening? Visiting the Lions Den. Roar. I don't know what Hey, and there's Bjorn with the quick link. Look at you. Look at you, buddy. You're the best. All right. And then we got
I should mention a few people have asked about Hurricane Beryl. Yes, the hurricane did hit us here. It didn't affect us as much here inland. I don't live on the coast. We have had a lot of rock slides and landslides just to excessive rain. So some of the roads are kind of messed up at the moment. But in general, it didn't hit us as hard as it has some other places. So we're doing okay.
Very cool. And Andrew showed up. What's up, Andrew? How's it going, pal? And I think that's everyone. Ian saying, check out the Palatoy style diorama sets on eBay. Very much 118. Very cool. Yeah, I'd be very interested in checking those out. And then Largo, what's that blue and red figure right behind you? That is Underdog.
Underdog?
No. Oh, the robot. That is the. What were they called? Shoot, I can't remember.
They were called BAM. Bam.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Bam. They had like a werewolf and a robot.
They had a werewolf, an alien, and a robot, and they're 112-ish scale. So you can use them as a giant robot with your 118 or, anywhere in between.
Yeah.
So I think you can still find them.
They're still on Amazon. Yeah, I think Amazon. I found them like a 3-pack of them at Ollie's once.
Nice.
Yeah. Bam. Robot.
They have, some articulation. They're not super articulated, but they're fairly inexpensive. They're fun. And I like this guy because he's colorful.
Under 20 or something like that?
Yeah. I'm a sucker for giant robots. So.
Oh, does it come with a skateboard? I don't know. Ooh. But you know who does? One of the first things we were going to talk about today. So here's what I saw this week. I don't have too much for you. We got some cool stuff later on. This is my stuff here. This is stuff I like. I like these little Marvel Epic Hero Series guys. I know not everyone loves them, and but we're talking about them anyway because I like them. So yeah, they just released 2 sets. They call them Battle in a Box. So I thought it was going to be like a boxed 2-figure set with maybe like a mini Dio piece or something like that. So I was kind of excited about them.
Is that a skateboard with Miles Morales?
Yes, that is a skateboard. That's why I brought it up, because he comes with a skateboard. Pirates, what's happening? How are you? So if you don't like these, then I don't care. I like them. But
I like that Vulture. I'm not crazy about the Miles Morales, but I'm a Peter Parker guy from way back.
Sure. The thing is that I've already, if you've been collecting the series, you have probably 3 of him. and probably 6 Spider-Mans by now because they've made just tons of them. And then to release these 2-packs, it's a little a little annoying unless there was something, and I can't tell just looking at him if that design is all new and exciting or anything. And then you got that Spidey and Green Goblin. And I gotta say, I really like that Green Goblin in the glider. So these are like $20 each. They just released them. The only place I could find them is on Entertainment Earth. So it was over in the Facebook group of Marvel Epic Hero Collectors. Someone posted that. It actually went live for sale without even photos available. And I ordered it. But the problem was you had to order a case of them or like a half case. So you got 2 Spider-Man versus Green Goblins and a Vulture set. They weren't selling them individually, and I don't know when they're going to be released individually, but I did put the link to Entertainment Earth in the description. So if you wanted to check them out, you can.
Yeah, this one's a slam dunk. If they put this on the shelf, people are going to want it because they're 2 great characters. I still don't
see how it's a battle in the box because it's a battle on card, but it's still cool, you know.
Technicalities.
Yeah, and eventually these will probably be clogging the pegs at Walmart and go down to clearance and all that, just like every other toy line does, you know.
The fact that they gave him a really cool glider for the Goblin is a bonus.
Yeah.
And you get web wings for Spidey, so they can both be having a aerial battle.
It looks like, is that some kind of hand thing, or is that just package art, that yellow thing? I don't know what that is. So here we could see a little better. Yeah, because I guess he'd be holding it if he had an accessory. Those wings, what kills me though, and I think was it Bob, Beta Ray Bob, or someone said, why couldn't they add wings to the cap, the Falcon Captain America?
Exactly.
They released him without wings, and they were like, that was just a minor critique. Anyway, these are made for kids and all that, but I enjoy them. I've been having a good time.
I think Steve's got it. Should battle in a blister. That's what they
said. A blister, yeah. Like it's cool and everything, but I don't know why they won't stay on clearance long. Yeah, no, I don't think so. And I see people who like don't like this line, and then they post pictures and they're like, "Look what's on clearance." But I've noticed, because I go to Walmart all the time, every line eventually hits clearance, and they go, there are the things like the boxes and shelves of the Eternals merchandise and the Black Panther 2 stuff, and that really clogged up the shelves for a while. But it's not that they're a failure. They sell plenty of them. Every toy line eventually does do this. But yeah, I think they look cool. The only thing I say was a little bit of a disappointment was, if you look closely, they kept that like T crotch where when they spread their legs. I don't know if I have another Epic Hero series. Oh, I have Spidey here.
Yeah, it does limit the articulation a bit.
It just looks a little weird. It's a weird cut, but the X-Men figures, they did a ball joint. So
good.
It's like they had kind of, I thought they corrected that from the first series, and they were doing the X-Men with the ball joint, but now the Spideys are back to. And you
it could really be that some of these are mold reuses too.
Yeah, I would say clearly, yeah. But everything eventually, and with kids lines, you're gonna see a lot of reuse of the main characters, like Spin Master Batman, for example. Every time they do a wave, there's just one generic basic Batman in the case assortment. At any moment, a kid could be aging into the toy line, and they just always. So when you see 5 or 10, Batman figures on the peg, it's normal. It's by design. It's not a big deal. It's not an indication that they're going away. Ian Sweeney's got waiting for that Star Wars Epic Hero N1. Yeah, we talked about that. Where is that now? On Amazon, it's about 37, but Smith's has it for 24. I don't think that's even on the US Amazon site. So
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Epic Hero N1. I don't think I saw that yet because I was interested in it. but we haven't gotten a thing. And it's funny because I kind of skipped over it this week, but they did just release a second wave of those Star Wars epic heroes, which I'm not collecting. I mean, if you like them, you like them. They're great, but they're 5 POA. So I was a little disappointed by that. And they're the same price as the Marvel ones. So, but the vehicle I was interested in because I think we were looking at about $30 or $40 for that vehicle, which was a little bit smaller. It was a little bit less wide and a little less long than the like $129 vintage collection one, and had slightly less detail. But to me, it looked pretty cool.
Speaking of guys with great articulation, there's Ted
Darkclaw. What's happening, brother? How are you? So that's those. I will wind up with an extra Spideyverse Green Goblin, and I was telling Largo before the show, it might just be a giveaway on an upcoming milestone that the channel may be reaching. So let's see, maybe, or maybe I'll just send it to someone randomly. I don't know. But yeah, once I get these in, which I think will be tomorrow, I will post something on them just so we can see them a little closer.
Goalkeeper says he found it on Walmart for $35. Which
the
one
N1?
did you find?
The
Is
N1?
it the N1?
Oh, interesting. That's good news. Really? Really? Because I haven't even seen a like a review online or anything. Star Wars N1. Sure enough, let's see. Yeah, there it is, $34.99. Huh.
Ted.
Huh.
It's true, man. Articulation gets crappier with age. That is true. But he does have toe articulation.
Yeah, mine is pretty bad. I was like before work even started the other day, I hurt my back. Like I didn't even get going yet. And I hurt myself. So yeah, I don't know if we have a lot of I mean, this channel has a lot of Epic Heroes fans because when I post stuff about Epic Heroes, it does better than usually everything else on my isn't that N1 stand for Naboo? Isn't it like the Naboo 1 starfighter? I don't know.
It's slang for nada because you can't get it right now.
No, you can. So Rollkeeper, it is there, and I will show you. Let me thank you very much for that, Rollkeeper. Share screen. Enhance. Let's see. There it is. Check it. See it?
Shazam.
There it is. Yeah.
That looks pretty good.
I just haven't seen any reviews or anything, and you think you would, but if you wanted to use it, it's scaled for 4-inch figures. So if you want to put your TVC figures in there, no problem. I mean, 35, you get the Mando in the jetpack and the little Grogu and a couple of translucent green missiles. But if you wanted to, there's some sculpted detail there. So if you wanted to give it a paint job and jazz it up a little bit, you could. Look how excited this kid is to have it. Is that kid AI? Oh shoot! Look, I don't know if that's a real kid.
That's
Do you think it's AI? Yeah, it might be a little creepy. I'm getting the uncanny valley here. Yeah, I think that's a fake kid. Ugh. All right, enough of that. All right. Thank you for that, Rollkeeper. I just haven't seen it. And that was it brought up another thing that I just wanted to share real quick was let me just pull this up because it didn't make it into my show notes, but talking about this just made me think of it. So I'm going to share my screen again and I'm going to show you guys something. My list. Where's my list? Oh, I can't show it to you. Okay. Oh, no. Let me see. Hold on. Maybe I could do this.
Well, apparently, Rollkeeper should have one by Tuesday, so he'll check it out and let us know.
Awesome. I just have not seen it in stores at all. Like, Or like I said, I haven't seen anyone talking about it, so I was just kind of like.
Bjorn put the link to the Walmart page for the N1 in the chat.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna grab it when it comes out. Probably not. I'll probably wind up ordering it later. Anyway, it was the 85th anniversary Batman. Has anyone seen any videos or anything on that? The that 85th anniversary Batman Batwing.
I haven't seen anything on it yet.
Okay, because it apparently there was a
list. Says hi. He's going to catch the replay.
Hey, yeah, here it is. Okay, great. Amazon.com. So let's go ahead and share this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, you guys see this? So this was the 4-inch Batman set, right? So someone said it went live. Then it said it went live, and then it was like on back order. And now it doesn't even show no featured offers available. You can't buy it, right?
Weird.
So, and then it said it was like number 1 and over 100 sold. So I'm wondering if this was the same thing where it was like that third party kind of bait and switch thing where that company kind of hijacks the listing, puts it up there, because I would think that if this thing went live a couple of weeks ago and over 100 people bought it, at least one of them is a YouTuber, and I haven't seen any reviews for this or anything. And I would imagine if it did. So I'm just wondering if this is like Amazon screwed up here and this wasn't supposed to be released yet, because the listing's still here. It says brand DC Comics. Down here it says covered by the Spin Master care commitment. See full details below. Which makes you think it's an official ad, but it's dead. It's like,
yeah, there's some shenanigans there.
I don't know what's going on.
Speaking of shenanigans, Robert says hi. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Robert, how are you? So if any of you have seen that or, picked it up or saw a video,
I haven't seen
review,
any. Yeah,
I checked
I've seen nothing. No reviews. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Someone put it in like the group chat somewhere and they said it's live, and then it was immediately sold out. So I was just like, okay, that's weird. And I've been, checking in on it from here and there. Did we say hi to Rolando? Hey.
We did flash him up briefly.
Oh, okay.
Always
Sorry
good
about
to say hello.
Josiah, how's it going, buddy?
Hey.
And we did talk to Ted, right? And Rollkeeper found it. I was up enough for a guy to buy one. Aegis Station showed some of us in a group chat.
I think that was for the N1.
Oh, okay. Bjorn, if you could just clarify that. Ultimate Cardboard sneezed the other day and hurt his back. Dude, I'm telling you, it wasn't even like, I was so psyched to get started for the day, and we're just moving stuff around the shop before we open. And it was a pretty heavy thing, but I went to move it and I was just like, ugh! So for the rest of the day, I was walking around and just in pain. So it really sucked. Hey, and Hasbro said they couldn't sell vehicles for less than 100. You can't. Yeah. It's impossible. Except they do. I think it's a good price for one too. And I'd love for that other N1, because it really does have a nice finish on it with the stand and everything. The vintage collection one, I would love for it to drop below $100 before I considered buying it. And that classic, Naboo Fighter is a great vehicle. Yeah. So, moving on, Gojitron. Hey, he was talking about the N1. And hey, Goji, how are you? So Bjorn was talking about the N1 and not that Batwing. But yeah, if you see that Batwing anywhere out there, folks, send me a link. I'd appreciate it, because I'm just curious to what's going on with that. I hate that like the parent company like Spin Master or Hasbro, even with like that Epic Hero stuff, they don't just do like a press release. With social media the way it is, it's like they just leak stuff online, and then they, like the toy community, will put the posts together and post the stuff,
Have you seen the Batmobile that turns
Yes.
into a command center?
Yeah, it's pretty huge. It's like a big Batmobile, and then it stands up. Got to tell you, the one thing I love about that is the zip line. It's
Has a
got
zip
this.
line.
It has a built-in like zip line. It's like basically a giant Batmobile, and it converts into a playset for like 4-inch
Interesting.
figures. Yeah, I wish I could
This is
find it.
also a Spin Master.
Yeah, it's a Spin Master. I don't see it on here. Is it? It's fun, man. I think we covered it on a show before. Um, I don't see it popping right up here. So if someone has the link and they want to send it, I'll take a look at it. And this is on the heels of that one where they did the um giant Batmobile that turned into a mech. It was like the Batmobile, Batwing, and
Oh, okay,
motorcycle that
that
all
one.
combined.
Yeah,
They did that
one I
last year,
remember.
and then this year they did this other one where it turns into that. But on other news, Joy Toy. So this launched during like Joe Fest. So a lot of you guys have probably already talked about this, but I haven't really had a chance to discuss it or take a good look at it. But Joy Toy is doing turtles in the 1/18th scale.
They
They're
look
about
good.
they're $35 each, which to some may seem like an expensive thing, but for Joy Toy, that's right on target. That's about what they cost, right?
Yeah, that's
Logic
average.
Blaster,
Howdy.
how are you? And who isn't doing TM? Hey, you know what? I was just about to launch my own Wilhelm TMNT line, and they're made out of garbage. No, but yeah, I mean, what can I say? It's Joy Toy. They look fantastic. The
The
sculpting,
proportions are good. It's
the
like a
paint,
mix between the live action and maybe the comic book. It's kind of an
yeah,
interesting style.
they look really good. They come with some accessories. There's a pizza slice. There's a MP3 player on Mikey's chest. Um, the only problem is that if we go to here, it is. I got it pulled up. Nope, right here. Is and maybe someone could help with that as well. Um, if you know anything about it, if we're looking at this, the Joy Toy website has them listed for 143 for this set of 4, available exclusively for sale in mainland China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau.
So is this going to be similar to like their GI Joes that you couldn't
So
buy
that was
stationary?
Haya that is only selling
Oh,
them
that's
in the
Haya.
Pacific. Yeah, but cannot deliver to the United States. Now, I'm sure
Interesting.
someone in the chat, I thought someone in the US was doing pre orders on this. I was going to ask
We'll have to
Ted, I
check with.
checked before the show. I didn't see them on Hella Dope. So, Ted, if you're in the chat,
Um,
you may not be allowed to. I don't know if it's something like you have to buy them and you're not
yeah,
officially
it may have to
selling.
go through a third party, like what Cotswold has done. Greg
I
over there ordered some of the highest stuff.
I checked Hella Dope first, did not
Mhm.
see them. Checked Cotswold, did not see them, but I believe there is someone out there in the US doing these. And if we take a look at the accessories that they come with, can you see that?
Quite a few.
You get a skateboard, you get it looks like a stand that is like 1/4 of a manhole cover.
Larger. They
Another
might come
stand,
together as a larger diorama piece.
yeah, a pizza slice, a turtle communicator device, a wrench, a whole bunch of hands, and then a twirling
Staff.
looks like, what is that, a sword, right?
I think he has the bow staff.
Is that the bow staff? Okay, yeah, that's the bow staff. I'm sorry. Oh, and you get to see the back here too, so you can see the detail, that armor plating on his back. So this is Raphael. He comes with the yeah, these are really nice. A similar set. I thought they did a thing with the measurements too. Now these are not. I don't think they're 4 inch. I think they're a little bit bigger. I thought there was a screen that I saw that showed them Hold on. Yeah, they're 10.6 centimeters. So they're just a little bit taller because I think 9 centimeters is like a 4-inch figure.
Right.
So they're,
Apparently, Ted did try to get these for Hella Dope, but they were not available for him, which is unfortunate.
yeah, that must be some licensing agreement like they had in with Haya, right? Where they had the license, but only in the Pacific.
Yeah, that's something that's recently started cropping up where they're doing things that are not. Uh, I'm assuming because of the licensing they're not allowed to
Yeah.
do in the continental U.S.
So they're all 10.6. So that's
Steve's
pretty
saying
cool.
he's having some shipping issues. They wanted like 200 US for shipping to North Dakota. That's crazy.
Really?
That sounds very unusual. I've ordered from Cotswold before to ship to Florida because that's
Yeah.
where my
Is it
drop
for
is
those
coming
bigger
out of mail.
sets like the A10s or something like that? I know that those are just oversized. Like the packaging is big on those, so they're expensive to ship. But
Yeah,
yeah, I would
it could
imagine
be.
if you called and maybe you spoke to I can't remember his name now. He might be able to bundle it all together or something. It could be also the system, right?
World Made of Cardboard helping us with the maths. They're about
Thank you. Yeah.
4.17 inches.
Okay. Yeah, just a little over. So they're a little taller than a 4-inch figure. So that's cool. I like that. That's not bad. LT Cave, formerly Locker Toys for all your Joy Toy direct from China. Yeah.
Cool. I've also
Okay.
ordered from Hobby Link Japan and had good luck with them as well. Oh yeah, it
Gotcha.
was the A10. That A10 is in a huge box.
Yeah,
That
it's
may have
the
something
way
to do
they
with it.
have it where you think they could disconnect the wings and maybe they have it spread out big. It's like diagonal. It's a huge, huge box.
Yeah, I know
So
Chad
yeah,
ordered a couple of those, and the shipping was pretty high just because of the size of them.
that's why when those hit like those discount stores, remember, I think it was a different brand, but when people were finding those in like TJ Maxx, and it was like $20, it's a no brainer because it's like,
Oh
or
yeah,
people that went to DFW and they were like, yeah, and they just bought it right off the booth. It's the way to go because, um, I think I was telling Margo, I just sold the 94 Toy Biz X-Men Blackbird Jet. No one wanted it on the claim sale, so I just put it up on eBay and I sold it. But yeah, there's something about shipping where you go 1 centimeter over like 17 inches and like the price of shipping doubles. And it was
wow.
super annoying because I had to make a custom box because every box I had was either just way too big or way too small, and it was a tight fit. And then I kept putting it in the shipping. eBay like calculated that it would cost $13 to ship, and then when I put it in the system, it was like $45 to ship because the box
Wow.
was too big. So I was like, I'm done with selling big stuff on eBay. I'll list small things that could just go in a flat rate box or something, but it's so
Yeah,
annoying.
Jeff had the same issue. Yeah, a lot of
Okay.
the bigger size stuff, especially if you do 1/6 scale stuff like I do
When they
occasionally.
first got all these the Timmy Toys tanks and Jeeps and everything, I
Mhm.
went to go buy them and the shipping made it cost prohibitive, I guess, and then when I was buying those alien figures, they had one left and it was on clearance for like half price, so I bought it and with the shipping it kind of came out to what you would normally pay for it. So,
We'll do
um,
some looking into that. Greg's
yeah.
pretty reasonable. We should be able to talk to him and
Yeah,
find out if
yeah, I
there's a
was gonna say
workaround.
there's got to be something you could do because it just kind of bites that it bites that they used to be like these toys used to be available in Big Lots all over,
Yep, the
and
whole
you could
click and
just
play
go,
line you
yeah,
could
you
find
could just
everywhere.
go
World
buy them,
Peacekeepers.
and it seemed like they were always there. So I kind of like just got used to seeing them on the shelf and took it for granted. And then all of a sudden they just vanished, and I'm like, oh well, they'll be back. It's just after Christmas, and they've never come back. So let me stop sharing that. But yeah, that's the turtles. What do we think about those? I mean, if they were readily available, I don't know if I have 30, 35 times, what is that, 70, 140, to spend on four figures. I would love to get them eventually if they
If
were
you're a
readily
big,
available.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you're a big turtle fan and a 118 scaler, yes. I'm not big on them. There's too
I
many
think
other
they
good
look
things coming out right
fantastic.
now.
Yeah, and there's just
Between
so
Delta
much.
17, the call sign longbow,
Mhm.
there's so many new toy lines out there. It's like the wallet can only stretch so far, buddy.
That's true. That's true. And, I think that's the problem is, like I said, just too much too fast. It's a great time to be a 118 scale toy person. I mean, there's so many options out there. Next thing we're going to talk about is world building. You may have noticed this beautiful, beautiful thing behind me. And that is all thanks to the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful generosity, talent, and skill of Starboy Station. And let me just tell you something. I'm going on a little rant here. So, what was it? About a half a year ago, maybe longer. I don't know how long I've been following these guys, but this whole World Makers Consortium, this intergalactic trade route, if you have you, but these people making their world building um creations, not just displaying their toys, but creating a like kind of world. It's a way for us as adults, I think, to play with our toys. Some people have transitioned from, you know, smashing figures together to toy photography, which I see a lot of people doing, and especially in the larger scales. The one thing I see popping up is world building within the 118 scale. I am so inspired by the talent and the creativity of these guys who do this, so much so that when I was changing out my room here, I said, I think at the beginning of the year, I would really love to do this. I think this would be the most satisfying way for me to collect toys is to take them, create a world of my own, and and make it. So I'm just grateful for those guys for sharing it. Great
One thing I
community.
really like is with the world building community, it's not just about doing dioramas, it's not just about making customs. They're literally doing lore building as well. They're creating
Yes.
stories for their world and unique characters. And there's a lot of imagination and creativity in what they're doing. And I
Yeah.
really love that.
And it's such a welcoming community too, because I think I
Oh,
just said
yeah.
I'd like to get into that, and like five people messaged me, and they were like, "Oh, if you need to get started in this, you want to check out this, this, and this," and with the resources, where they get their greeblies, and where they source their materials, and then when I unveiled my little rack here, my shelf, and I talked briefly about what I wanted to do with it, uh, Joel said, "Hey, can I make you something?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I've seen your awesome work." So, I didn't know what it was gonna be.
So
He
this
made
is your
me
first step into a larger world, my friend.
or a
You,
smaller
you have
world.
your, yeah.
So anyway, I didn't know what to expect. I thought maybe it was gonna just be like a little, just a little thing to put on the shelf, like a little outhouse or something, or like a little one man food stand or something small, and then this ginormous box shows up, and I think he sent me little instructions on how to, because he had to like create a custom box to fit this in. Anyway, I was blown away, man. My wife came running into the room because I'm going, holy shit, holy shit. I'm like hyperventilating as I'm opening this thing because I couldn't believe it. It was like Christmas morning. This is like receiving a like just it's a whole play set in one, and it's built and designed to fit into my shelving, which I almost gave Starboy the wrong measurements on, and he was
You literally had a Christmas in July.
I really did, man. I was freaking out. And my wife comes into the room and she's like, you know, she's not into this stuff at all. And she was blown away. She was like coming over there as I'm playing with, putting guys, and I'm like, look, you could do this, you could do this. and she's getting into it with me, and it was just really, really cool. And so what he built was, this is a repair shop for smaller vehicles or ships, and a little ticket counter. And so looks really great. I did want to ask him how he gets the font to write this in that Star Wars, I think, font. It was really something I'd be interested in, to make it. But it says repairs, and Joel, if you could help me out, I think this says tickets, and then something else. But here's another great detail before I put it back on the shelf. He also included a little side entrance, right?
Very nice.
And there's some wanted posters on the side there, some bounties.
Uh-oh.
And I don't know if you could tell who those characters are, but that is just so freaking awesome. And it is just a great start to my world. And what I just, because I need two hands here, I'm going to just put it down for a second. He attached the entire front facade, comes off, and it is attached with magnets. So
very cool.
And
that adds to the playability and being able to put your guys inside.
Yeah.
Really take advantage of it.
I also have to get a link to these lights, because although I like blue because it's my favorite color, look at that. Look how nice that looks. Right?
Very cool.
That is great. And then I just want to show you some more of the just fantastic details he did here. Let's go ahead and grab it again. Everyone's fallen over, but we've got, it is just incredible. I think I got a couple speeder bikes in there. We got a Gamorrean guard up top, and some of the guys falling over. Just want you to get a idea. And then I have some closer up pictures that I could just click on. Whoo, sorry. Before I drop this on cam and look like an idiot. So let me go ahead and pull those up, because I got some great, better pictures, and then I could. So nice, man. And like I said, I stayed up so late playing with this thing and just having such a great time. But as you could see, and seeing everything up close, like how he does like the work, and like you could see how it's constructed. It is so incredibly helpful, because you watch videos, and a lot of videos and a lot of people who do like how-to tutorials on dio making and stuff like that. This is not a dig against them, but they make it look way too easy. I would love someone to do one and show like all the mess ups, But
the amount of detailing and weathering is super awesome.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, and it just feels like a playset. And anyone out there who says like,
thank you, Toy Hermit. The font
let me write that down.
Aurebesh? Is that how you pronounce it?
Aurebesh. Now, so I guess you could just
that was an actual language they made up for Star Wars, right?
Yeah, isn't that kind of like Galactic Common, I guess you would call it, or something like that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's really cool though. And like I said, I didn't know where I was starting with this. So this is a really good way to get involved. So here's Lando negotiating with the ticket counter, having a good time. You can't argue with Lando. You know what I mean? And
right.
here's just some shots, and I just found these in a bin, and I just threw them in there. Galactic Basic, it's called. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm new to this. Don't beat me up there. All right. Really, really nice. Like, and then it works with a variety of vehicles. So I just went ahead and grabbed a bunch of just miscellaneous vehicles off my shelves to see what would fit and what wouldn't. There is ample room there for just about everything. A lot of guys will notice that's an Exo Squad. This other legged land creation. This is actually from Captain Power. I think it was Dread's ground crawler or something. It has a wire tethered remote. It's kind of a cool vehicle. I have to do a video on that someday. But yeah, you could work on your Exo Squad. Even the Chat May Big Mech. It's taken up the whole damn place, but it fits in there.
Very cool.
Oh, yarn stitch stuff, using it for floors. Oh, very cool. Okay.
It's a really good texture.
Yeah.
Kind of gritty.
Yeah. And anyone who says like, "Ugh, foam," this is so playable. You could have fun with it. It's durable. Obviously, it's not gonna, but if you punch or drop or you rough play with plastic, you'll break it just as easily. So it's a perfectly acceptable medium to make these things out of. So there's Lando making a deal with Bib Fortuna. What's going on here? I don't know.
Something shady.
Something shady. These guys are checking out the little mini bat jet cycle. And hey, even Robotech fits inside. Nice. And they work on all makes and models, people. I might want to add a sign. So I need a bunch of tools, things to hang on the walls, a little tool chest, some hand tools, some maybe charts, some posters, maybe even I was thinking like schematics or like blueprints for certain vehicles like that they're working on, maybe even just like a little screen there where you could but I've got a lot of great ideas. You got the little ticket counter, because these guys are fixing all kinds of stuff. There's my little toy Kid Connection spaceship that I painted up. They're working on that. And just I mean, I haven't felt joy like this or excitement like this in a long time. So, once again, thank you so much, man. Like it's just amazing.
Great job.
Diode display may be able to help in that department. Yes. Now, the bar is set higher for me, though, because I did realize if I'm going to expand, but I'll write that into the story. There's going to be compartments from all different worlds. This is a research facility or, an X kind of mining facility. I wasn't going to do mining. Maybe it's a scientific research facility on some, stranded planet, and modules from all different worlds and dimensions have come. So the style and quality of the build may be different. So when mine is on a shelf next to his and it looks like a 2-year-old did it, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And
cultural exchange. Yeah.
Yes, it comes from it comes from a land where they have no talent. It's a world of talented 2-year-olds that can't.
Well, it's like anything else. The more you tinker with it, the better you get at it.
Yeah, I joke, but yeah, I am a huge proponent of, just make stuff. The more you make stuff, the better you get at it. And, so Starboy Station, yes, thank you, man. Thank you so much. You've really inspired me, as well as, the rest of the world making community. And I really look forward to sharing with you guys as this progresses, as we move on. That's right. Yep. If you're happy with what you make, it's good enough. After all, it's for you. That's 100%. Those stairs are Jenga blocks. Hey, oh, you know what? I never even noticed that.
Nice.
You slick devil, you. Look at you. And not to be rude, I am going to reciprocate. I have something not quite as wonderful, in my opinion, but I think something he's really going to like that I'm going to be sending back to Joel. And I really hope he enjoys it.
Beta Ray. Has anyone made an interplanetary Buc-ee's? Because they're everywhere.
It's funny you say that, because right here, wait a second, right here is the tag for my Buc-ee shirt. And it was like a round tag, and I saved it. It's in a little bin there because I want to put a sign and have a Buc-ee in my world, or at least an advertisement for Buc-ee's, like Buc-ee's, next stop, 100 million light years or something, parsecs, or just something, because
you need some fuel for your intergalactic roadster, and you got to get some, beef jerky and whatever else. Got to have a Buc-ee's. Hey, TJC's here. He just had his
Hey, TJC, what's happening?
1 year anniversary for his channel. Congrats! Some really cool classic video game stuff that he's been sharing there. Very cool.
That is awesome. So yeah, that's just, I mean, the highlight of my week. And just when you thought this week couldn't get any better, I didn't put any slides there, but if anyone is familiar with um, the Craftsman Steady Crafting YouTube channel, you'll know that it's one of my favorite YouTube channels out there. The Craftsman is one of my favorite people on earth, and I've been watching him before I even got back into toy collecting. And last week, I came home from work, and I'm also a member of his Patreon. It's actually the first Patreon I ever supported. And anyway, last week, when I came home from work, he had just posted this video, his latest video. And in it, he mentioned Patreon members and would have a chance to purchase some of the his little shelf buddies that occupy his shop because he's making room for viewer sent creations. So he had a lot of oh, thank you, Steve. Definitely catch up with you soon. Um, so he had a little shop, and I was watching him for a long time before I found out he was a toy collector, and furthermore, a 1/18 scale toy collector, and then also a GI Joe enthusiast as well. So on his videos, he has shown his bat collection, and this is one of his dilapidated bats, and this is Target. He is a um, I think these are like a high orbit. These are like a Destro Iron Grenadier guy or whatever. Anyway, he's cleaning out the shop because a lot of his viewers have been sending him stuff, and if you know, this is a little Creole seasoning packet that he talks about on a show all the time. Anyway, and he was making room for those creations people were sending in, and he said rather than just get rid of his little shelf buddies, he was going to sell them to his fan or his viewers or Patreon supporters. And I was just fortunate enough to be able to purchase a couple of these from his secret I think he called it like a plunder shop that he put up, and sent them in. So they're really cool. Largo, I can't hear you. Are you talking? Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, I was muted for some
Okay.
reason.
Okay.
I was going to say, I think I've seen that one fella there on
Oh,
Neon at Night with Chad, the Strato guy, the one with the jetpack.
yeah. And I didn't want. Okay, so I got actually 4 figures. So I also got Wild Weasel and this robotics guy. I didn't want to be
Cool.
greedy. Oh, you got a box from Craftsman too. That's so
Nice.
awesome that you got those because they sold out. Like, and I really didn't want to be greedy. And because he's selling these for really, these are like $5 each for all these figures. And just to
Sweet.
me, so Starboy, this would be so great because here's an idea I had because I just love the guy. I would love to take one of these figures and maybe it's just a collaboration between. I would like to do something Craftsman related, a custom of one of or more of the figures that we received from him and send them back to him. Um, oh, Starboy only bought 4 too. I was so tempted, man, at $5 each to buy everything. I really, really, really was.
One of
So
our favorite ambassadors of the Lord Scale has come to
hey,
visit
Chad.
us.
Well, thank you so much. Yes, what's up, lovers of the Lord scale? So yeah, that's so cool. And yeah, I kept going back and reading the post because I really didn't like if it said like limit 1 per customer or something, but it didn't say there was a limit. So I was like, ooh, there's more. I could buy all of these basically. But let me know. That might be something fun we could work on together since you also did it. I would love to just random dude bro showed up.
That's 2 hour chat, dude, bro, to you, sir.
Yeah, and just so you know, speaking of Chad, let's speak of him right now.
We should.
Because Chad, so you guys know we're doing a little thingy with the boats. We're doing a little boat challenge. the boat challenge. Well, great minds think alike, and not random. I am the dude, bro.
And the dude abides.
So yeah, we're pick up a Walmart boat, jazz it up, send it in. That's the boat challenge, right? Well, great minds think alike.
Yeah.
Chad sees this thing in the aisle, and no one's got to tell Chad. He sees it, and he's already thinking. The gears are turning. He bought this thing. He's like, it 118s. So just yesterday, he posted this to tease for Monday's video. So check out Chad's video coming out where he turns one of these $5 boats into an unproduced Cobra vehicle from the Battle Corps Rangers. Got to tell you something, a little secret here. Being a channel member of Chad's, I've already seen the video.
Oh,
you could go over there. You could become a channel member, and you could see the video before Monday, or you could wait. Just saying. And
that's going to be cool.
Spoiler alert, it comes out great. So check it out. Go check it out. There's a link to Chad's channel in the description. You definitely want to go see that. And speaking of another awesome person, yes, Robert, you're right. Aaron, just so funny that you just showed up because we're just about to talk about you too. Yeah. Aaron, the toy enhancer, terrific guy. Met him at Joe Fest. So great. Doing just fantastic videos over there. And he really got me because he's been talking a lot about Delta 17.
Yeah. And his Delta 17 video was really excellent. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed all of them.
And he also just posted, and I apologize, I didn't get a picture of it. He did our boy Rooster in 112. Did you see that?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you got to see that. But he did a boat too. He took
nice.
He took an RC boat from, I think, was it Walmart or Ross or somewhere? I think he picked it up, right? And he made it the Okami Elite. So he themed it at that. Go over to his channel and check that out because it is freaking awesome. And then, be inspired and make a boat of your own, guys, and send me a picture, and I'll be your friend. Well, I'm already your friend, but I'll be
have the technology.
I'll be a bigger friend, I guess. So here's the next.
Does it have to float? Is that a requirement of the challenge? I think it should.
It doesn't, but I think you get bonus points if you do float it. Like, I don't expect everyone who does a custom boat to float it, but so we're about to trigger. No.
Oh, he's going to be doing Jaguar soon.
So here we're going to talk about something. Here's a disclaimer. The next slides may elicit a reaction from people that isn't.
Oh, you got that at Ross.
Oh, great. Yeah. I feel nothing about these. I'm kind of just neutral when it comes to, but we had to talk about it. Super Sevens O-ring figures. They were on display. The prototypes were on display at Joe Fest. I don't hate them.
Bjorn.
Bonus points if you get it on the flag in your first try. Bjorn did get it on the flag at his first time. I think when we
the gliders?
I think when we talk about Joe Fest over on Audi's channel later tonight, they may have the footage of that. But if not, you could go watch it over on Beta Ray Bob's channel. And you could see, because he was nice enough to capture footage of that. But yeah, here we go. Chad is triggered. No, I'm kidding. I know he doesn't like them. I know a lot of people didn't like them. I've heard.
It's like if they're based on the cartoons, they're going to be more cartoony. But it's like, it's nothing new. It's not anything we don't already have. I don't see.
I think that's a valid point. I thought they would be. This thing, the
that's kind of interesting.
2-pack. But do you see where that hip cut is? Like they put the suit jacket down on the hip.
Yeah, that is
a weird cut right there. I think that looks odd. But
and Hasbro already did these guys in the 4-inch collection when they were doing some of the anniversary stuff.
And
so
then
it's been done.
Another thing I didn't notice, and I think Chad just said it, those legs are sticks. The legs, and then I think someone said the proportions on the legs looked off. Like that the upper leg was longer than the lower on some of these.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It looks odd.
Anyway, I don't absolutely hate them. I don't, like I said, I'm not going to be, yeah. I just don't know what to make of them, you know, and
They
I'm not,
do.
and
The packaging is really good. I'm with Aaron on that. They do great packaging, but I don't buy it for the package. I buy toys to play with.
yeah.
So not my
And
thing.
if we're going to get new O-rings with, here's my point is with so many, yes, okay. Thank you.
That's
Thank you,
fair.
Chad. You're
Yeah.
right. I'm just teasing you anyway. You know, I know you're not really triggered. But
If we see
with
a car rant soon, we'll know it was Will's
with
fault.
all the innovations that companies like Delta 17, where, you know, it's the next step. We've evolved. We've moved past the past and we're in the present or the future now. They, you know, new character. It could be a modern military toy line. It could be a science fiction toy line, but it's something new. It's not rehashing the same characters over and over again. I crave more than just dollies. I want new stories and new, you know, now
Thanks,
I'm
Will.
triggered.
Now you triggered it.
Oh
Or
shit.
it could have been me. I don't know.
What to do?
I
But
don't know.
you know,
We'll find out.
more, you know, new stories, new tales, you know what I mean? Let's talk about,
Yeah.
let's evolve, let's do new stuff. So if
It's
Super
like
7,
even though Hasbro's ignoring it, there is a new comic line, this Energon line. There's new stories out there even for the classic Joes.
yeah.
I mean,
So
this
one
is
thing,
just retread.
so bats, you know, troop builders, that's cool. Cobra Commander, Snake Eyes, Cover Girl, right? Okay. Here's one thing I was going to say was, and I did talk to, let me, Brian Flynn did stop by the Delta 17 booth and he did answer some of my questions.
Was he tall
I,
enough to see over the counter? I'm just kidding.
yes, he was. He was polite enough when he came over. He was actually complimenting Steve on Delta 17. And then I butted in, hey, let me ask you some questions. So I asked him a couple of questions. One was, how many figures? Because that's just what, 4 that they showed in the first wave, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you count the twins, right?
The twins,
So
yeah.
he said Hasbro makes them do a 2-year roadmap. So everything is already set what they're going to make for the next 2 years. So there is a bunch more. And Wraith Mace, what's happening, brother? And he gifted a Wilhelm Twin Hobby membership. That's so awesome. Can we see who got that? Usually you could see it, but it says like someone.
I'll check over on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it
Usually
pops up over there.
it says who got it, but whoever got it, thank you.
Oh, Scotty
Thank you, Wraith Mace. And Scotty got it. He had one.
Yep.
And then hey, that's the Scotty just snagging them up.
He's lucky.
But that's what won me over with Action Force. That's what I was going to say. Action Force
and Delta 17. It's the same. Yeah. Good storyline.
They moved on. They're you know, they're successors of the original thing. Now it's familiar and you know, it's what you remembered. You do have some nostalgia for it, but it's new. And that makes me happy. You know, so yes, 24-month plans are a thing with all licensees, hence the video I made about all the leaks over the next 2 years. Yeah, so he said 2 years, so there's plenty coming. I asked him about vehicles or play sets, and he said they're about doing what hasn't been done before. And I'm paraphrasing. It may not be verbatim, but he said what vehicles haven't been done. So there's nothing there to explore. So I just okay.
Translation: he tried to do a giant mothership and it crashed and burned.
So he tried to do that, but then you know I see people like Chad, or you look at this book, and it's got all these unproduced toys, and someone could, if you wanted to stay in the realm of G.I. Joe within the licensee, you know, just like Chad was saying on the show the other night, why couldn't someone, or you know, someone with the Hasbro license, pick up where they left off? People would eat this stuff
if somebody created the Battle Corps Ranger line, there's some great stuff there that never got produced that people would love to see.
And it's not something that we've seen a million times over, or you know, that's been rehashed a bunch of, you know, Spit. So yeah. So we got just great. I think AI knew I was going to become broke collecting Glyos figures, my newest addition. Yeah, they're cool. They're cool.
They're neat.
And Bjorn Jorgensen became a YouTube member. Thank you so much.
Nice.
I thought he was just as part of the channel. He was just a member, but thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I'll have to update the channel member page. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about, speaking of Delta 17. So rant over. I just don't think they're doing something. So you got Operation Recall. I don't really want to do drama, but it's just something that's been annoying me. I don't really get annoyed about stuff on YouTube too much, but there was an interview that was done with Carson at Joe Fest, and I don't know if the video just hasn't picked up yet, but it was Toy Addicts did it. I posted it. It's in my community page, and there's a lot of people in the comments kind of like, I'm not saying they're shitting on maybe just being insensitive, or maybe they're ill-informed, but Carson did an awesome interview with Toy Addicts explaining.
I would say a lot of ill-informed people are making comments, not
explaining
understanding the history or what Carson has done for archiving a lot of the history of Joe, or the love he has for the line.
Yeah. So like Carson did a great interview talking about his Art of G.I. Joe Omnibus, which is it's awesome. I have it. It's great. Will loves drama. I do. It's not drama, so to speak, and anyone can critique whatever they want. You know what I mean? It's just that, like, everything I've seen, like from Operation Recall, I think it's an awesome thing. It's the entire process. It's bringing these legendary creators back, and they're doing things using the old processes, and obviously they could do digital art and things like that, and they can make them, but all the characters they're making are community submitted designs, and it may not be for you, but for those of us who do enjoy it, I think it's really good. And I was just surprised that after Carson Metaxas did this what I thought was a wonderful interview, and he like broke down exactly the omnibus and Operation Recall in just a few minutes on the thing. There were people in the comments, and not that like I want anyone to argue with those people, because I wouldn't want to argue with them either. But they were just calling it a knockoff and a ripoff, and like why waste your time?
Yeah, Operation Recall is very different from any other toy line in the O-Ring Renaissance.
If you happen to check that video out,
project. It's guys who were part of the creative team from the Real American Hero days, who are doing just some great designs that never got made, never would have gotten made. Some of them, I believe, or maybe all of them, were fan designs that they've picked up and enhanced and worked. Mm-hmm. So it's not about making a toy line to be the next big thing. It's about a love letter to the craft.
It's the entire process. It's documenting it too for the future. He's doing interviews and documentaries with the creators as they're taking these from concept to manufactured toy. Anyway, not that if anyone is a fan of what they're doing over at Operation Recall and they happen to watch that video, I think it'd be nice that if we showed them some love as well. I left a couple comments with my opinion and not anything they did. I did see how Bill from Fresh Monkey Fiction did not want to do an interview with Matt from Toy Addicts. Oh, did he? So what Matt said was that he wasn't interested in appearing on camera, and that, or at the show or something like that. Anyway, I don't know.
He's done interviews.
That's a different thing. But if you happen to check it out, it's on my community page. You could go check out the Toy Addicts interview, which I thought was great. And once again, don't lie. If you like what Carson's doing, just go over there and just show some love, because I was a little disheartened by all those negative comments about Operation Recall and what he's doing.
And none of them were Keeper's logic. It is the heaviest book in his library, so it's good.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. So that sucks. And Wraith Mace, remember, for 6 months, you're the man. You have graduated. You are now a super toy friend. Thank you. Super 7 is going to be softer sculpts of vintage. Joe's in the wrong colors. No thanks. Kudos to you if you like it though. Yeah, sure. That's another thing Ken said. When I went back from checking them out at Joe Fest, I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't really feel, I don't hate them, but I also don't feel like anything for them. And he said, wait
It's
till
an
they have
honest,
colors on them. That might either make you
yeah, they're going to be
like,
bright cartoony
yeah, that might
garish
turn you
colors.
off completely, or you
Yeah.
might be into them. I don't think so though. You know what
I
I mean?
cannot remember who was saying this, but it was a valid criticism.
Sort of
Anytime you try
thing.
to go back and do a vintage line to make it look like a toy, I think it was Bobby Vallo was talking about it
Yeah.
in one of his interviews. When you try to create a vintage line that looks like what you did in the 70s and 80s using that technology, it's never going to look quite right because you're trying to recreate something that was cutting edge technology in the 70s when they were making those molds. Well, we've moved on since then. So why do you want to go backwards? I don't get it. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
It's
and I
always going to be a
don't
little off.
know if the comics, they're covering the comics, I guess. I don't know if it's
I
Marvel
don't know.
comics. I don't
I
know.
know they're covering
Yeah.
Sunbow era cartoon. I don't know if they're doing the comic stuff.
Chad, you're 100% right. And I think this person who left these comments, like I said, they have a right to their opinion, but it just,
Mm.
to me, it just seemed like an ill-informed and just kind of douchey comment. I don't know, like to just call it a knockoff line. And there was a couple of them. And like I said, they maybe just don't know. I don't know. But, you know, like I said, if you want to show them some love, I think they deserve it. I know that Toy Addicts is kind of a general toy thing, and it's not like specific to any one thing. So you are going to have people. You put
Yeah.
something on the internet, you're leaving it open to people's criticism, or however ill-informed or ignorant their comment is. It's still whatever, their right to post it, but it just kind of just, I don't know, rub me the wrong way. What did you say?
That's a good question. Scotty's asking, is Final Faction dead? Is it they're not making anything new? Because I haven't seen anything in a long time.
Oh, it appears a
Chad says,
robot has taken
pretty sure
over
they.
Jim Largo's cam. I don't know how this is coming through to you guys, but Jim's, and I'm hearing like robot noises.
Seems fine on my end. I don't know.
Has my entry into the drama realm, are we being hacked by trolls? I don't know what's happening here. Anyway, if you could hear me, just say something in the chat, because Jim is frozen. I don't know if I'm live anymore.
I don't think I'm frozen.
Is it me?
I think it's you. Are you having bad weather in Florida?
No, everything's fine. Now you're fine. I just heard bad weather in Florida. So you were talking that whole time?
I was. I was saying all kinds of wicked things.
Oh, tell me more. Oh, it's my end. Oh, okay.
Usually it's me, but I think the weather's cleared up here. We were having thunderstorms earlier. It's the internet. There are Guatemalan gremlins all running up and down those cables. So
I don't know. I'm not getting that thing. I'm free. I don't know.
it's a mystery wrapped in an enigma wrapped in a burrito.
I don't know. Super 7 shutting me down. Something is going on here. Can you see that? Largo has gremlins, but Will is Florida Man. Yes, this is a fact.
So the only way I'd buy anything G.I. Joe at this point is if they went back to the modern versions, new characters, better versions. Okay, yeah, that's fair. If they were doing something updated,
I think so. A lot of people have talked about like the some of the OG guys are they've ranked up. They're in office positions now. There's a new team of recruits that they're training, and it says I froze for a minute. Okay, sorry about that.
You were having an existential crisis, perhaps. I'm with
I
Ian.
guess.
If you got Delta 17, yeah. Do I need anything else new from Joe? I got Delta 17 now.
Speaking of Delta 17 and the new 1.5 Hailstorm units coming out this fall, we've got the comic book, guys. I think I talked about this a little earlier, but yeah, if you weren't able to get a physical comic book, you can read the digital comic online, and that is issue 1. Some heads are going to roll, and it is, in my opinion,
nice.
And Steve had to leave, but apparently this is a leaked image, leaked by Steve, sent to me by Ken, of a digital render of the Hind.
It's looking good.
Yeah, since I clicked on it, let's take a look.
And the Hind does feature in the comic book. I'll spoil that much. There's some great images in there.
So that was pretty cool. What did you think of the comic, Largo? You read it.
Well written, great art. I really like the fact that we got a little bit more insight into some of the main characters who are members of both Delta 17, and you get a little hint into what's going on with Retrograd as well. Did you freeze up again, or are you still there? You look like you're deep in thought. I liked it. I thought it was really well done. Zazel even says it's badass. It is badass. It was very well done. And yes, total, yeah, the Hind is going to be awesome. And yeah, it looks like there's some freezing going on. Yeah, it's going to be a big shelf queen, but it's going to be really cool. I was thinking about it. No, he's back. There he is. You look like you were deep in thought.
Yeah,
you're thinking about the comic.
I was thinking about the comic, and it just eats up all my bandwidth. I try not to do that, but sorry about that. I'll assume whatever you said, Jim, was complimentary to the comic, because I thought it was really great. And you know, the example I keep using is that
I don't know about Z-Bots. Are you referring to the Hailstorm that's coming out? I'm not sure what robot. What are you talking about? The reference to scale to this Hailstorm to the figures? I think they're going to be about the same height.
Yeah, they're going to come on a card, so yeah, they're going to be like the same height. They were at Joe Fest. They were right next to the. Yeah, they're about 4 inches tall, but they're a little wider, and that upper body comes off, and the tread part can be repurposed later on for a lot of different things. So it's going to be really cool. But you know, I thought it was an action-packed first issue, well written, well illustrated, and just fantastic. Like I said, if you were on the fence about Delta 17, read the comic. I think it'll get you psyched to really. I think all the characters in there did an awesome job. And there is
you could make your own Wolverine force if you wanted to. Wolverines.
Yeah.
Remember definitely. That movie?
Yep. Yeah.
That's a good movie.
I have no Z-Bots, but I stumbled on them, and I don't know.
I don't know what Z-Bots are.
Yeah.
Not
what
familiar.
Is it? Does that have anything to do with Delta 17? Or maybe not. I don't know.
Next robot.
Oh, okay. It's a window box. Okay. Sorry, Steve. But he's there. See, Steve's always around, even when he's chopping down trees. So, yeah, it's going to be awesome. And I think there's a little ad for that in the back of the comic, which we were just talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great addition to the line. It has a very Soviet era plus sci-fi kind of mesh. I think it's very cool design. I'm going to be interested to see what he does with that track bottom half for future accessories and or other types of things you can use with your Retrograd team.
Yeah, cool. You guys are really confusing me with this. Oh, Z-Bots are 124. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to bring them up anymore until I have no idea what they are. But I'm seeing people talking about 1.5 inch, and I'm like, no, the Hailstorm is not going to be 1.5.
Okay, here's a related question. Are
Yes.
Jaguar and Okami named characters? Yes,
No.
the Okami are army builders. They are not named. Jaguar is a named character. He's the second in command for the Dark Shadows.
Yeah,
So
he is Shadow Dragon's like assassin. Like Shadow Dragon. As a matter of fact, let's. Do you want a spoiler? No. But I'll just say at the end of the comic,
there might be something that will give
yeah,
you an insight into
Shadow
the Dark
Dragon
Shadows.
pretty much says, Jaguar, I want you to find out who these people that messed up my deal are, and I want you to go kill them, or burn the earth beneath their feet. Is his exact line, and then in the next issue, we are going to see Delta 17 face off against these guys.
Oh
So,
yeah, Fat
yeah,
Red,
very cool.
the original Red Dawn. Yeah, the remake was not as great. The original Red Dawn was the way to go. I agree.
Yeah, Okami is the army builder, and then the Joe Forst exclusive was the Okami Elite Soldier, which is the all red version, and those are Shadow Dragon's elite guard. They always stayed near him. The regular Okami go out in the field and blow stuff up and get blown up. So am I still freezing up, or I thought I've been smooth since those last couple of lockups? So if I'm still freezing up, I apologize. There's not too much left to talk about. We've got this boat challenge. And then next week, or possibly the week after, let me just double check because we froze up and I lost track, but
yeah, I'm okay this time.
We're going to have sci-fi diorama guy will be on the show to talk about his Advantage display and peg system. So here were just some of the photos I took after Joe Fest, and as you can see, our Fresh Monkey Fiction figures and our O-ring figures do play nicely together. And
I want to know more about these sci-fi displays. They look good. There's a lot of potential there. If you have a shelf that needs some love, this is a good way to start.
Yeah, they have pegs that and just I'll show you here just as I'm still playing with it here.
Thank you, Ian.
Let me take that down and get rid of that.
Take that down. Oh, scary. Oh, there we go. Let's blow you up big.
So anyway, they stick pretty well on there, and there's the background. I think someone was talking about this.
Really well.
The pegs work really well, and you can see most of these are O-ring figures, but I do have a vintage collection figure back there and a Fresh Monkey Fiction. And can you see the gray pegs are just a little bit smaller? I think they're right. There's one like right there.
Yep.
And the yellow pegs,
the yellow pegs are bigger. Okay.
They're a little bigger. They're the ones for like the Joe figures, but works pretty well. And obviously, the illusion of the backdrop doesn't. Yes, yeah, she's awesome. Don't look the best.
My only caveat from just that quick look is that there's a glossy sheen to the background that'll make it difficult. So
you see, it's the same as in these photos. Yeah, like when it's still and you can position the camera correctly, you don't really catch that glare. And I think that's to protect them because they're two-sided cards.
Right.
And maybe
you get the right angle, you won't see that glare. Yeah.
Yeah, you could get a better look at that, or a better explanation of that. But thank you, Brian. We'll see you in a little bit. But yeah, just you might have seen these already on Instagram, but yeah, here you could see the lights reflection. So it's not always on there. The one thing I did want to show was that they link together as well. So you get two bases and two boards that are double sided for each for each one, and I like that because you get a nice deep base, and these fit really well on my shelving as well. So you'll be you could be sure that I'll be using them at some point on there, but that. I haven't heard back, so it may not be next week. It may be the week after our future episode, but we'll have him on the show and
that'll be cool.
Find out much more about it. Yeah, and he was on World Makers Consortium, the Friday night show last Friday, I think, and he has a really nice diorama room. So if you want to go check that out, that was a really good show. Yeah, really good. Anyway, thank you to our Patreon and channel members. Just so you know, Patreon and channel members, there is a video up right now of Largo, Mr. Largo here, in collaboration with Toy Connections, Toy Sorceress, and Ed from Action Figs.
Yep.
Axion Figs and the Toy Elite show, where they talk about the adventure team. It's not our scale, but we're gonna love it anyway. But yeah,
it's the granddaddy of your scale.
It's one of the best videos I think Ken has ever produced, and it is just excellent. And you could have early access. That doesn't go live until next Friday, I believe. But channel members or Patreon members, you are welcome to access that video immediately. There's a link in the channel members page here for the thing, and you guys can watch that show now. Awesome job, guys. Thank you. So yeah, thank you so much. It's not required, but greatly appreciate it. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Have a great day, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Unless, Jim, did you have anything else? Or
I do not. I might pop up somewhere, but I don't have anything scheduled at the moment. Just enjoying my July.
Awesome. Well, I don't know what happened with the things. I apologize. I'm going to watch that back and see what happened, because like you were coming in like a robot and you were frozen, but chat seemed fine and I seemed fine, but apparently I was
Gremlins.
Thank you so much to everyone, and you guys have a great day.
See ya.